welcome back. So we got one, maybe, well, there's going to be one more video, let's not lie. So one last thing to show you guys here. So the only difference between real and nominal GDP has to do with the way we use prices. Remember, the nominal ones it changes, and the real GDP it doesn't. So if we can compare those two variables, we can kind of, let's try that one more time. If we can compare those two variables, we can figure out what's happening to the prices from year 1, year 2, and year 3. And we'll talk more about that in class, but I'm going to show you how to do the calculation because it's pretty simple. So all you got to do is, for GDP deflator, is put the nominal GDP for that year over the real GDP for that year and multiply by 100. It's not too tricky. And I think my numbers will work out pretty easily. Remember, on the AP test, you always have pretty simple numbers because you can't use a calculator. So we'll see how these work out, and if we need to, we'll just leave them in fractions, but I think they're going to work pretty good because it doesn't look too simple as I'm looking in the screen and seeing what's behind me here. So what we'll do, year 1, the nominal GDP is 2. Okay, simple enough. 2 over 10. Okay, simple enough. Times 100. Everybody with me so far? Looks like 100 times 2 is 200 divided by 10, give me 20. So I'll go 20 here. Okay, I think I'm good. Let's see here. The next year is nominal over real, 10 over 10 times 100. 10 over 10 is 1, so 1 times 100 equals 100. Here is a hint for you to test that you have done this correctly. 2 is also our base year. I erased it, but that was our base year that we used in the second video. The GDP deflator in the base year should always be 100 because you use that price in both calculations for that year. So you should always have the same nominal and real GDP. And when you plug it in the formula, it always ends up 100. It's a hint. Don't mess it up. Ever. I'm serious. Don't ever mess it up. Okay. All right. We good? Okay. So let's do, you do the last one. See what you come up with. Got it? 200 is it? Is it 200? I'm not sure. Let's see here. Nominal over real, 20 over 10 times 100. 20 over 10 is 2. Oh, I'm looking at it. I'm like, wait, it's 20 again. No. So 200. And here, this is kind of a bonus. If you really understand this, pay attention. If you're kind of like, maybe don't pay attention. But, so this tells you how much the price has changed. Look at the price change from the original 1 to the 5. You multiply the 1 by what to get 5? 1 times 5 is 5. Notice what happens. If you multiply the GDP deflator here, 20, multiply it by 5, what do you get? 100. So it shows you how much the price has changed. Look here. 5 times what gets you 10? 5 times 2 gets you 10. What? 100 times what gets you 200? 100 times 2 gets you 200. So it just goes to illustrate that the GDP deflator is showing us is making a representation of how much the prices are changing from year to year. Okay. One more video, and then you guys will be cash money. Unless you have questions, and then you should ask them.